les feux sont sur le niveau de ma petite soeur. Je parle de j'appelle. Le mari me dit que ma femme est décédée et le corps est à la morgue. Elle a été éventrée.
Where is the corpse of our late sister, baby? We demand to know. This was the message echoed by the family of late Christine Lome Laura, who died with a baby in her womb and was taken to the Buea Regional Mortuary. According to the family members, their sister was pregnant before she died, and in the course of childbirth, she died leaving the baby still in her womb. And when taken to the mortuary, their sister was operated and the baby is nowhere to be found. Ever since then, they've been demanding answers for the authorities that be to provide the corpse of their sister, baby, but yet no avail. According to the family members, their sister's corpse was operated and the corpse of her baby was not handed to them, but were told that it has been buried.
So confused. Our family-in-law tell us that our sister died on Sunday 2nd at 1 p.m. And the mortuary attendant eviscerated the corpse and the doctor buried the baby's corpse. So we came here on Monday 3rd. You went to the state council, you went to the police, and after investigation, the mortuary attendant said that the family came with the corpse of our sister early on Sunday. And we are so confused. The family said that they don't know where the doctor or the gate man of this hospital buried the baby. On Thursday, the doctor said that his hospital don't know what happened here. It's just the mortuary attendant who know what happened. The following day, he told us that his hospital don't know because there is a medicine woman who take the girl and accept that she died. But we don't know where the baby was buried. It's our own problem. And one autopsy, his husband tell us that she died at 1 p.m. on Sunday. When we arrived here, the director said that the mortuary attendant said in the office of the director that that family came with his corpse and begged him to remove the baby corpse, and he did it, and the doctor buried the baby. It's our own problem. We want to know if here there is symmetry or there is somebody who is supposed to bury baby.
Protesting at the Buea Regional Hospital, the family members highlighted that ever since the death of their sister early April, they have been moving from one office to another to demand for answers, yet their response have been in the dead ears, and this is time for them to come back where it all started to demand again. The Lord Mayor of Buea Municipality, Kema Patrick Esunge, was the regional delegate for health in the Southwest region, Dr. Mbome, equally came to resolve the issues and promised to see into it. The family members were then led into the hospital with the Lord Mayor and the regional delegate for health in the Southwest region and the director of the Buea Regional Hospital, where they had a tete-a-tete with the family. Although the press was not briefed on what was taken as resolution, all within the family still that the corpse of their baby is yet to be seen.
Tellement de trucs que je ne sais pas, je suis dépassée.
Social dialogue economic growth, national cohesion is a theme for the 131st edition of the International Labour Day. The celebration in Manfi was chaired by the Senior Divisional Officer of Manu, Mr. Peter Tiende, whom addressing discounting few workers who turned out reiterated the need for peace and social dialogue, while called on all the population of Manu to say no to ghost town and for parents to send their children to school, for this will help to foster national unity and peaceful coexistence. Above all, encourage nation building, for education remain a fundamental principles for government and for the population as a whole. For those who need to take over Cameroon will need to be educated, and hence they must go back to school. And equally, that Operation Ghost Town so far have yielded no fruit, according to the SDU, that it is time for dialogue to continue, and that the people of Manfi should say no to Ghost Town. And this will only be done if they deliberately open their shops and business centers when calls are made by anonymous persons.
Positively impressed for one of two reasons. The first one being that preparation wasn't very easy. People were not coming out for all the reasons that you can imagine. The second one being that up to about yesterday, we were doubting whether was going to give us opportunity. Since it rained yesterday, cats and dogs, we are afraid that rains may cause further damage. Furthermore, you realize that unlike the other celebrations and commemorations we've had since the beginning of the year, this is massively attended, so I'm very impressed. Instability, because instability in any society cannot be the friend of a growing economy. Take care of your businesses, take care of your workers, take care of your employers, because when there's no business, there will be unemployment. We work on the basis that every problem has a solution, and then every problem is bound to end. We've been trying solutions, the government is trying solutions, and locally we've been managing the situation with the strategies that are most appropriate for the locality, and I think we are getting through. A booster, because after speaking Manu since the beginning of the crisis, I've got a full team, the cream of Manu, to come and talk about Yaoundé. Because I was limited to Manu, they talk about the national issues, and I think the reconnection of the two approaches is going to bear fruit.
The event brought together workers of different walks of life. However, the Senior Divisional Officer of Manfi equally told the workers that good ethics is what saves a job, and all workers should endeavor to put in their best wherever they are being employed, and this will help in order to encourage workers' proficiency and efficiency of labor. He, however, did not fail to point out some flaws of employees and employers, stating that of the employers that they need to respect contracts and workers' working conditions so as to encourage the workers to put in their best. He, however, stated that the aspect of poor salaries, poor treatment of workers is not being tolerated, and the government will do everything to ensure that culprits of those who do not respect the right of workers are brought to justice. The 131 edition of Labour Day in Fako Division had as present the Senior Divisional Officer of Fako Zangtrua, Government Delegate of Limbe City Council Andrew Mutaka Monjimba, the General Manager of the Cameroon's Development Corporation Franklin Guni Ikome, and among others. Addressing the attendees was the Senior Divisional Officer of Fako Zangtrua, who started by thanking all those who managed to answer present during the celebration, and stated that Labour Day is a moment of reflection among workers and employees.
In a social context where workers do not have affordable and accessible insurance fund. Unfortunately, many employers do not respect the guarantees interprofessional minimum wage. Neither do some respect the liberty of workers to join trade union of their choice as their fundamental right. The concept of negotiable salary should not be abused. The law does not allow employers to negotiate salaries at less than the minimum wage or as paid down by collective agreements. To sum it, impartiality in decision making, liberty of association, and a sound social security chain are sine qua non conditions for enhancing economic growth and a stable social climate. Pursue all avenues of dialogue to resolve their grievances rather than taking the laws into their hands. They should put behind every form of personal interest and seek the collective. While trade unions are meant to be a bargaining force for collective goods and interests, workers should avoid using their union strength to perpetuate any form of division, strife, and social instability. 100 francs to 750 francs saved.
Zhang Tura equally highlighted that workers are not being treated well, that in most companies, workers go without having their CMPS and social insurance services, and equally some are being maltreated in terms of basic amenities which are not provided to them. He equally announced that the government of Cameroon will stop at no effort to ensure that all those not respecting working conditions of workers and minimum wage required by government will be brought to justice. He equally enjoined the population to remain calm and encourage peaceful coexistence among one another, for Cameroon remains one and indivisible, stated by the SDO of Fako division, that it is a moment for Cameroonians to look into the affair of unity and encourage each other for love of their fatherland Cameroon, land of promise, land of glory. Zhang III ended up his speech by stating that the workers of Limbe and those within Fako division should equally learn to respect ethics of their profession so as to be top class of workers within the world at large. Journalists in Fako division joined their colleagues all over the world to celebrate the World Press Freedom Day on the 10th of May, dubbed Critical Minds for Critical Times, Media Role in Advanced, Peaceful, Just and Inclusive Society. The event in Buea was presided at by the president of the Southwest Syndicate of Journalists, Mr. Kum Leonard, during which the journalists equally aired their grievances as to inadequate freedom of speech and intimidation, harassment of journalists left and right.
Well, we hope that the authorities see reason why we need the release of our colleagues, persons like Atia Tilarius working for the Sun newspaper, Amos Fofu of the Guardian Post and others. We feel that this is a day that we should celebrate our freedom. We should celebrate the advancements that have been made by the public or the authorities to see into it that journalism is practiced in an enabling environment where more and more, unfortunately, we discover that the knot is being tied over the years around freedom of expression. We feel that we have a duty to inform the population, and the population are looking up to us to get credible and reliable information, and we just need the government to provide that enabling environment for us to give our publics, our listeners, our televiewers and our readers just the best of information.
Journalists of the Southwest region today are out on Press Freedom Day, a day when we are supposed to be celebrating the freedom of the press, but we are decrying the fact that the press in Cameroon is caged.
especially with our colleagues behind bars on a day like this. We want the release of our colleagues. We want the freedom of the press in Cameroon, and we want to be free as journalists. We're telling the powers that be that journalism is not a crime.
From the placard that we are having and many other things, we are expressing our disapproval of the fact that freedom of press is not respected in Cameroon. And most of our journalists, friends and colleagues have been arrested, and we are calling for their unconditional release because we cannot work in this kind of environment.
You know, today is World Press Freedom Day, and we cannot be celebrating a day of this magnitude when our colleagues are behind the bars. And that is why we decided to come out today as journalists from the Southwest region to tell the world, to tell the Cameroon government, to tell the people of Cameroon that our colleagues are being held behind the bars for no just cause. And that's why we are clamoring that they should be released with immediate effect.
However, the Press Freedom Day in Cameroon celebration is dwindling between the light and the dark as some journalists are behind bars. This is how it was at Tole Village in Fako subdivision, Southwest region, during the annual rally organized by the Alleluia Choir, Dub Ndola Christo, of the Presbyterian Church of Cameroon. The rally was done under the theme, Children of Grace. The event brought together Christians all over the national territory and was chaired by the moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Cameroon, Right Reverend Samuel Foba, who during his homily talked about love for Christ and for Christians all over Presbyterian Church of Cameroon to equally emulate Christ and be flag bearers of Christ. For this is a period of humbleness, love for one another.